Hi everybody, it's Lene. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel today. I have another recycled envelope project for you, and we're using the ones with the little cellophane windows. And if you open up the side, there's a little tuck spot right here, and on the back there's a little pocket back here, and then great for hanging. So easy, you guys. And not only did I make these in a summer version, I made this in a spring version. Little cute tulip paper, so cute with that. And then this one, I really just used a lot of scraps that I had. Oops, get back in there. And then on the back side, we've got our little pocket, our little cutouts. And then I made a Christmas version. This one, I really went crazy with the scraps. Okay, we've got that. Used some little doily scraps that I had. This one uses about 3 or 4 different paper packs that I had, all 6 by 6, by the way. Here we go. I even used my little 49 in Market laser cut embellishments to use those up, but you can just really go crazy and use your scraps for these. So I've got a seasonal theme going here, so we need to make a fall one today. That's what we're going to do together. So let's first talk about how we are going to choose the envelope. So first of all, any kind of return envelope is great. Bill paying envelope, you can use any kind of envelope as long as it's got one of these little cellophane windows. Now, what size of cellophane window? I used all the same size because I'm making a little collection to give away. So stick around to the end of the video to hear about that. But no, you can use a different size. It doesn't make any difference. You can also have, all of mine have the window on the right side, but you can absolutely use the ones on the left side. You could use ones that have a very large window or a really skinny window. So whatever you want to do. Let's just do one that's a little bit different. Let's do one that has the window on the left side. This is so easy, you guys. So bust out your scraps, grab an envelope and fold this part along with me and just make yourself a little template. If you don't have time to do it now, come on, this is a brand new bottle of glue. All right, I'm gonna seal that. And then the next thing we're gonna do is fold this flap up 2 1/4 of an inch. 2 1/4 of an inch. All right, you could do a little taller, little lower, whatever you want to do, but I'm trying to make this consistent with the ones that I've already done. And then we're just going to use our little bone folder. All right, there's not going to be much measuring in this, you guys, because it's mostly just scraps, and you're going to use whatever envelope you have. Ooh, there we go. There, that's pretty much it on the folding. All right, so now we're going to take our scissors and we're going to just cut a sliver from what is going to be the back pocket. This is the tiniest amount. Now here's the most important part. This is the part I messed up so many times. Once you cut this, we're going to cut up the side on one side, and because my right side is right here, I always want to cut this side, but when you turn it over, that means you're going to pull something out of this side. If that's fine with you, do it that way, but I liked pulling them out from the right. So I'm going to flip my envelope over, start where the fold line is, don't go below the fold line because we don't want to open up the side of that pocket. And you're just going to, once again, from above the fold line, you're going to cut on the envelope front right side. The fact that you're working from the front of the envelope is important. Let's make sure we got that opened. Yep, there we go. And also, I want to make sure I get this little flap glued down. Make sure everything is secure. All right, so now we've got our surface that we're working with here. My fold is not great here. You know, when you're dealing with recycled envelopes, they're just imperfect. So sometimes you have to cut a little something off. I'm going to be working with not scraps for this one. Nature's Touch 6x6 pattern cardstock. And by the way, on the other ones, I will list the paper packs that I used on them down below the video. But for right now, we're going to be doing Nature's Touch. This is 6x6 pattern cardstock, and it is from paperwishes.com. It's by Hot Off the Press. I love this one for fall. It's just, I have so many great paper packs to show you this fall, and we're starting with this one. We're just getting a little jump on fall. So it has a real collage look about it, which I love for our purposes because we're going to be taking sections of this. Okay, beautiful fall leaves on the back. It's got a mushroom on it, so you know we're using that. The little squirrels, the deer, the owl, and then more leaves on the back. You get a little silhouette of deer here, and then a little the little like ghosted back image of the squirrel and the mushrooms. I'm thinking that's some kind of hawk. I don't know. Deer with some little nuts, and then this beautiful like circular wreath of these beautiful leaves. We've got a bear and a fox, gorgeous tall stand of trees, and then this, and then the little cut aparts that I like to put in the pockets. And then these are great little cut aparts for adding greetings. And then you're getting 4 more of each of these in a full paper pack. Okay, so let's talk about what's going to go in the window. If you like to use stickers and you don't have something that can go in the window, you could put something on a piece of paper and then just slide it in. Okay, ooh, that didn't work at all. You could slide something in here and you'd be like, oh, well, my squirrel is there, but it has not much up here going on. You could add stickers there, you could stamp there, you could put a greeting there, whatever you want that's going to show within that window. Fortunately, this beautiful paper pack has this fantastic, beautiful stand of trees. Like that is really beautiful. Okay. Let's see, we could also use this one with a little cluster of berries. But yeah, that one's just gonna not show as much as I want to. So I think for sure we're gonna use this one. That would look really nice. So I know I'm going to set this one aside because it's going to be cut down like this. Now, if your window was on the opposite side, you would be paying attention to what is on the right side of the paper. We're focusing on the left because that's where the window is. So I'm going to set this one aside. And now I'm looking at what can I put here and here. So let's see. This would be absolutely great to put down this side, especially with the stand of trees going here. So absolutely. So let's see how I would cut this down. I'm just going to put this like this. I like to leave a little bit of a border right here along the edge. And I'm just going to take my pencil. So I'm working between here. Wow, this pencil's so dull. Right there is where I'm going to cut a strip. Just going to cut that whole thing away. And remember, if you're using just strips of paper, just finding a lot of little horizontal strips is really, or vertical strips, Lene, is really helpful. All right, so that is going to go right there. And then I sort of cut my paper so that I had this nice rectangle going across the bottom. So I'm going to cut this off just about right here. That tail is going to get cut off. I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to trim the bottom of this paper. And at this point, we're just talking about making like trimming choices on the paper, like what we want to feature. All right, that's great because I didn't want to lose that beautiful tail. And once again, I'm just marking it so that I have a border around the top and the bottom. There we go. Sometimes I put a mark and I'm trying to be all like delicate because I'm filming this. Normally I would put this giant slash all the way around the top, but that just doesn't look really nice for filming. So then I can't find it. Then I'm over here trying to cut it and I'm like, where's my mark? I just need to like get over it and do a big mark. All right, so let's look and see what else we've got. Now for the bottom edge, I mean, we have this fantastic bird here, but I love, what do you think? The little deer? Yeah, we got to do it. So right here, once again, I'm working, putting a big line right there. Excuse me, I'm just going to cut this one down. That's just going to go right there. Now you could have this go all the way across and just trim it with the edges so it just looks like a border. You could also just trim it like you did the other one, leaving that little white edge. No worries there. Kind of do what you want to do to fill these little spaces in. Once you kind of think of this envelope as a sort of a grid of 4 pieces, really all you're working with. 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the front. All right, and now we're going to find like a little strip that's going to go all the way to the top. And I mean, I like to use something that's like a different color choice, something to kind of break it up. And that's why it's great for using scraps. So I'm kind of looking at a color that I haven't already used. We could do this brown one. Yeah, let's do it. So these leaves are going to show, but this is going to be a very thin strip. And I'm just checking out where the window is right here. And I'm just marking it just a little bit to the left of that window. Oh, that got a little thick on that one. Like this. We're gonna have to cut that down just a little bit. Okay, so I went like a 1/4 inch on that one. I'm just gonna go a little bit more narrow on the other side and hope that'll work out. Yeah, that's better. All right, now we just need sort of a thick little rectangle at the top there, and then we're all done. Now, you could even, if you're using scraps or something, it's a really cute time to put in a little bit of plaid. You could absolutely do that. In fact, I might do that. Let me go find some plaid. All right, everything is inked and glued down, and then I have a little something to put right here, but I want to bring a little bit more of this brown in, so I'm just going to tear a corner. Just a little bit more of this plaid. Put it right there, it's a little too tall. All right, and that can just go right there. And I think this is going to make a big difference to kind of coordinate all these colors and patterns. Just like that. And then from the little cutout page right here, I have the fall is my favorite color tag, and we're just going to put this way down so we're not covering up the mushroom. Probably about right there. So this is peeking out and it's working with this piece right here. We're going to flip it over and we're going to go ahead and deal with the back part, and then we're going to come back up and do this little pull tab part. All right, so I've already got my little plaid glued here for the pocket. I've cut this piece down in the same manner that I did on the front. I've inked the edges. Now the only thing is I'm going to put a notch right here using my little circle punch. It's the 1 1/2 inch circle punch. And so I needed this part to go down a little bit farther, and I'll show you why. So first, let's make sure this is down low enough. All right, we're going to just take this and we're going to use just a little, like maybe a quarter of this side. Make sure this side and this side are pretty even. And then just like a quarter of the actual width of that punch. We don't want to use much. We're just doing a little notch, inking that to match. And then that's why this being long enough is important, because if this is too high, you'll get one of these little spaces. So let's glue that down. All right, and now we're going to just attach this pocket by gluing on the sides. Putting that down. And so now we actually have a double pocket here on the back because we have the original envelope and then we have what's in the behind the envelope. There we go. And so then I have these little Dazzles stickers, not many more, I need to grab some. These are gold thin line Dazzle stickers. And I'm just going to put one just along the top edge, just as a little more decoration, a little sparkle. Like that. And I think along the bottom as well. Okay, oops, go away, little piece. All right, and then the little cutouts from the cutout sheet. We can put one in the back part of the envelope. Normally I would let this glue a little bit more, dry a little bit more. Oh, I forgot one step. I was gonna glue something across the bottom of this. Something with a little more like foliage. And I'm just gonna cut like 3/4 of an inch wide strip. Just like that. It's looking a little plain. And we're just going to go all the way across. We're not going to try to fit within our little box here. And the reason I put the glue directly on the paper is because I don't want to have glue on the end of this paper that I'm cutting, because then my scissors just get all gluey. There's a little bit right there, but you know how sometimes you're like, oh, it's approximately this long and you get glue out here. So I'm just going to trim that. Like that. And then this is also one of the little cutouts, sending smiles. We're going to put that at the top. Just because if you're putting notes and things in here, we just want a little something at the top. Come on, little envelope that's glued, not glued shut, like that. All right, and then we could put something right here as well. I love this little fox. I just want to use him everywhere. So let's go ahead and put him there. And then once we have our fall done, oh, that's right, I need to do the little hanger pull tab at the top. And I think just a little bit of foam tape. There we go. Yes, he's adorable. We needed to feature him. All right, so we have our front here, and I want to add one of those little tabs again. So here's just a little scrap. I'm choosing something darker. This is going to be just the right width. And then remember I went ahead and I cut this down. And then on the back of that, you could definitely just take a little like white rectangle and put that right there. In fact, because this is a giveaway, I'm definitely going to do that. Just thought of like not much of a place to write there. So we could just ink the edges of that, glue that down so that it works as a little note card. If you saw me flip that over, it's because I forgot which edge I inked. Did I do the right edge? All right, before I glue that back or put that back in, I want to wait for the glue to dry. Okay, so we have our 1.5 inch circle. I'm going to fold it in half. And then I'm going to cut it in half. Just cutting right on that fold line. Normally I would ink the edges of this, but it's already pretty dark. And we're going to put one side right there. And then the other one, because I already have glue at the top, I just need to put a little glue at the bottom. Now, here's the thing on this I've noticed. It's all straight on this side, but it's crooked on this side, and that's because the actual half circle needs to be turned. Let's see if I got it right. Yep, there we go. All right, and then this is a 3/4 of an inch circle punch, and I'm just going to take 2 of these using white cardstock, and then you can ink the edges of them if you would like. We had a little rain in Oregon today, and it's kind of cloudy, and I'm just feeling like, oh, fall, come on, fall. I'm just not a summer girl. I enjoy the cloudy days where, I don't know, a cloudy day or a rainy day or a snowy day says to me, stay home and craft. But if it's a sunny day, I gotta go outside, gotta go for a walk, gotta be out among people. I like people, don't get me wrong. But I like any excuse to... Now, this I would absolutely let dry for about 20 minutes before punching it. I'm a little nervous to punch it right now because it is so gluey, so I'll just kind of talk to you guys as I'm waiting for that. This is going to go back in here. Okay, I'm going to put this right here so I remember to punch it. All right, and then let's take a look back at these. So as I said, the paper packs that I used for this one is Be Happy 6x6 patterned cardstock. I'll list this down below. It's by Hot Off the Press, available at Paper Wishes Supplies. So that's down below in my list of Paper Wishes Supplies. You'll find the link for this one. This spring one is Tulip Parade 6x6 patterned cardstock, also by Hot Off the Press, Paper Wishes Supplies, down below the video. This one I just had scraps of. And this one was from Autumn Aglow 6x6, no, Christmas Aglow 6x6 pattern cardstock, also by Hot Off the Press. You can list that down below. I also used a little bit of the Joyful Christmas 6x6 pattern cardstock as well. Yeah, I used some doilies. I used some like 49 and Market little laser cuts that I've been using for several years now. I had just so many. Some little doilies. These little doilies are also available at Paper Wishes. They're just little 4-inch ones. A little gingham ribbon. Turn it over here. Got a little library pocket. That's from Amazon. A little layered tag, and this is also from a punch I have on my Amazon account. It's a 3-in-1 punch. I use it all the time. And let's see, this little tag right here, just made from scraps, and I think this was like originally a hunky-dory tag that I had. So yeah, I just really kind of played with a lot of my scraps to make this one. The little doily on this one, as we said, from hot off the press. The little pink flowers right here, this one from Paper Wishes. And the little greetings are from pink We're Together Dazzle stickers from Paper Wishes as well. This little border right here and right here, that was also from Paper Wishes, and that one is the little fancy white fancy bordered dazzle, which I just love. It's my favorite. I'll use it every day, all day. And yeah, let me see if there's anything else I forgot here. So how I'm going to do this for our giveaway, you guys, is I'm going to just put them all like this. So it'd be like, let's do, I'm trying to figure out which way to layer them. Spring, summer, we could do winter, and then fall at the top. There we go. I'm just putting these on a little binder clip like that. Okay. I think it's time. We're going to go ahead and try this. It's still a little damp. This is just a 1/4 inch hole punch. There's a bunch of layers and they're wet, so let's hope. Yay, it worked. Whew, I was sweating that one, you guys. And that's just going to go on there as well. Clip that. All right, you guys, so let's talk about the giveaway. Let's talk about the giveaway. So every time I do a video every week, at the very end, I like to announce that we're going to do a giveaway on whatever I've made. So you may have noticed that there was a pop-up about the giveaway from last week's video in this one. So whoever wins last week's project, I hope that you go ahead and respond to that pop-up and follow the instructions about claiming it. So yeah, all you have to do is like, comment, and subscribe to Linnea Creates. So subscribe and then like and comment on this video. And then watch next week's video to see who the pop-up winner is. Follow the instructions about contacting me and I'll just send it to you. And it would be great, you guys, if if you're interested, to follow me on my other social media channels. I do like to do sneak peeks of the paper packs I'm going to be using. So you might have noticed that I featured this one on those channels. And let's see what else. Yeah, if you want to help me with shipping, oh, that'd be great. Shipping costs just went up recently and I was shocked at how much more it cost me to ship these for free to our winner. So if you want to buy me a cup of coffee or do a super thanks, those are both listed down below the video, and it really helps us out because we pay for these on our own. Thanks for joining me. I had so much fun making these. It was a little chaotic there at the end, but thanks, you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.